Hello all, welcome back to the next one. In this one, I want to introduce you to a couple of things. The first thing is I will show you the base page class concept. And the second thing is I created a util class for you. Util means kind of utilities, small utilities. And then I'm just going to share it with you. So it's like very small, simple methods, but they are really useful throughout the framework. So you guys can also utilize it. So let me just bring up PyCharm real quick. So let's talk about this. So right now we have a page class, login page class. Tomorrow, let's say we write course page class, and some other day we write some other page class. I mean, let's code it. Is a small website. We don't have a lot of different pages, but imagine you have a lot of pages, maybe 30 pages. There would always be some methods which are common to all the pages. The simplest example that I have for you right now is like verifying title. Verifying title is something that you can verify in all the pages. Every page is going to have the title. It could be a different title, but it will have the title. So instead of writing the logic here, you will definitely write the method inside the page class for verify title for the particular page. But instead of writing the logic here, you can save some time and the code redundancy. What you can do is you can put this code in the base page class. So this is what I'm trying to introduce, the concept of base page class. Base page class is something that is based to all the pages. All the things which are kind of common to all the pages should go into base page class, and then we can utilize those things from the base page class into our page level classes. It's gonna be a really good concept, and it's gonna really look really nice, and it's gonna reduce a lot of double code. You will still, it's nice to still write the methods like verify title. I can just say it like verify login title, something like that. Just give it a meaningful name which makes more sense, and I can do something like that. And here in the login test I can just replace it with verify login title, so we have a proper name here again. And then in our base page we can write a method to verify the title, and in that method we will just pass the title that we want to verify. The code should be in the base page class. So let me just open the base page class. This is the guy that I created. So it just has Selenium driver imported, and it inherits Selenium driver, and I'll talk about this util as well. It just has the constructor, and it takes the driver, and we are creating the instance of the util class, and that I'm going to explain you right now, that small utilities that I talked about. And then I created one small method, verify page title. So what it does is it accepts one parameter which says title to verify, and I have written some nice comments here. So parameter is title to verify, and which means title on the page that needs to be verified. So we need to just provide the title that we need to verify, and then we're gonna try to verify the title. So actual title is, we're gonna get it. How do we get it? We say self.getTitle. Get title is coming from Selenium driver. Remember, we already wrote this method in Selenium driver to get the title of a web page. So we already have the get title method. So we don't want to again and again use driver.find, driver.title or something. We don't want to use those things again and again. We will just say self.getTitle. Then we will return self.util.verify text contains actual title and title to verify. So this method, it contains, it accepts two arguments. The first one is actual title, and the second one is title to verify. So this one is title to verify. This is the one that we want to verify, and then actual is something that it's getting from the browser, and this one is something that we are providing. This is what something we expect, which means title to verify is the expected title. So this takes two arguments, actual title and expected title to verify. And if there's some error or exception, it just throws the log message and print stack and return false. So let's see what this util class is doing and what this verify text contains method is doing. So let's go to util class right now. this is where I created the util class. I'm just right now importing the custom logger. That's pretty normal, so let's not get into detail. I'll explain all these methods later. Let me just first go to verify text contains, this guy. So I created this method. It accepts two arguments, actual text and expected text. What it does is it prints good log statements. What is the actual text from the application? What is the expected text from the application? And then it converts both of them to lower. And if expected text is in, so in actual text. So basically if actual text contains the expected text, then it says verification contains, that whatever we expected lies under actual text. And that's what we are saying. We are saying verified text contains. Then it returns true, otherwise it returns false, and it says verification does not contain. Similarly, I have a method that I created for verified text match. Again, it takes two arguments, actual text, expected text. What they do is, this time it matches. It does not check for in. In means kind of substring. This time it checks for equality. Double equals, if actual text dot lower equals to expected text dot lower, then it says verification match, otherwise it does not match. And return false in the else statement. And for the positive condition, it returns true. So what is this? This is kind of a utility method, right? If I have to verify something, if I have to say equals to here, actual title and expected title, I'll have to verify here. I'll have to write these things here in the BasePage method, right? And similarly, if I have many verifications, I'll have to write those things there, which is okay just to write, but we don't have any logging, right? And if we want to provide logging with every equality, then we will have to write the log statements, these log statements everywhere, right? Wherever we check for equality or text contains, we'll have to write the log statements everywhere. The best way to do it is, we write the utility method, we put the log statements along with the logic in the utility method, and then whenever we need them, we just call the utility method self.util.verify text contains and provide the arguments. It's going to verify for us and it's going to print some good logging for us. That's what the use of util class is. Now let's see what other methods I created for you. Let's go from the top. From here, I'm just gonna show you all those ones. Let me just show you. Okay, so the first one is sleep. Very simple. I'm not doing anything. I'm just accepting an argument for seconds and one for info. Info means whatever you want to provide, for what reason you're waiting, right? So if info is not none, then I say log.info, wait for these many seconds, wait these many seconds for whatever reason we are waiting for. So this is kind of a reason. And if there is kind of no info, then we just simply wait. So if there is nothing that we want to log, then we just simply wait. Nothing else. It's just using basically time.sleep. Nothing else. But we have wrapped time.sleep to provide better logging and better exception handling. Then I created a very useful method. It's called get alphanumeric. That's what I called it. It accepts a length and the type. What it does is it generates a random string of characters for you, and the length of the string would be whatever you provide here, and the type of the characters would be whatever you provide here. So type are different characters. Lower means all the lower string alphabets will be there. Lower strings are A, B, C, D. Like these are lower strings. Upper means definitely uppercase, right? Digit means it's gonna be string, but it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, but it's gonna be string, right? This is what digit means. Mixed means, so I have defined it, right? What I'm doing is I'm checking for type here. If the type is lower, I'm defining the case as lowercase. If the type is upper, I'm defining the case as uppercase. If it's digits, I'm defining it as digits, and if it's like mix, if we pass mix, then I'm adding letters plus digits. So otherwise the default is letters. I'm just providing letters. So this is kind of a utility method. Then after everything is done, when case is defined, I'm returning the random characters up to that length. So this line is doing the magic. So we get the random strings generated. Then I don't really want to expose this method to outside. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating one more wrapper. It says get unique name, and it has a character count 10. So it's only for name. And what it does is it returns get alphanumeric with the character count. So this thing we will provide from outside, the character count. And by default, if we don't provide, it's going to be 10. If we provide, it's going to be something else. What it's doing is it's providing the character count, which is going to go to the length part. And then by default, it's putting lower because I'm just saying get unique name. Similarly, you can create any number of wrappers like get unique digits. You can provide by default here digits. So these are utility methods for your use, depending on your website, what kind of stuff you use, what kind of stuff you need, and all those things. Similarly, you can get the list of unique names, not just one name. You can get a list of unique names. So I've created one more wrapper. This takes the list size, how many names you want, and then the item length. There are complete details about the parameters. So the first one is number of name list you want. So basically it's not the email, it's the names, number of names, and default is 5 names in a list. And the second one, item length, is it's the length of the, it's gonna be, actually it could be a list also, it could be a string also. So it could be a list like this. If you provide the list item length like this, so 1 2 3, and you provide the, or maybe 4 or 5. So the first item is going to be of length 1, second item is going to be of length 2, third item of length 3. So you provided list size 5, right? Default is 5. So you provide 5 items in the item length, and the corresponding item will be of the length of this list. So that is something that we can provide. Just a utility method. Doing nothing, I'm just putting a for loop for the get unique name method. Very simple coding. Then we have again verify text contains, text match. Similar to text contains and text match, I have verify list match and list contains. So if you have two lists, expected list, actual list, you can just return the equality of them. And if you just want to verify that the actual list contains the elements of expected list, then I again wrapped one more method. I'm just putting a for loop. It's very simple coding. It's very easy to do. Nothing so super duper or so complicated, no rocket science. If you take a look at it also, you will see how easy it is. Just doing simple for loops and verifying the equality or contains of two things, not much. So that's about it, guys. I just wanted to provide you this utility methods. I wanted to show these ideas to you so you can also utilize these things. This is just an example, so don't think of this as something really concrete or something really hard and fast. You may just wish to ignore it. It just depends on your needs, as I'm saying again and again. But if you think it's gonna be useful, utilize it according to your website, depending on your work. If you think you want to add more utility methods into this class, feel free to do it. It's all up to you. It's just a nice addition to the framework. Don't think of it as a compulsion. It's just a nice addition. So that's what I want to talk about, guys. I would say please, if you feel like it's helpful to you, download it, refer to it, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you in the next lectures. Thanks for ending this one.